Zhanghun are the slightly less affordable sister brand to San Martin. And when you buy a Zhanghun, you are getting a higher end version of a San Martin, essentially. However, most of these watches have an original design, and today we're taking a look at a dive watch with an extremely original design. It's very polarizing, it has a lot of lume, but you cannot deny how well the watch is made. It really does feel very nice in hand. This one actually gets a Swiss movement, which I was kind of surprised by, and it's still pretty affordable considering the entire package. I have one hands-on to show you guys, so let's flip the camera and take a look at a dive watch, a very originally designed dive watch from Zhanghun. So they're clearly going for something higher end with these watches. Obviously, because they are using a Sellita SW200 inside of this watch, not something that you see every day from a Chinese brand that is making watches that are being sold on places like AliExpress, and they have their own website, obviously, and these are actually going to be on sale because of Chinese New Year. I'll go through pricing towards the end of the video, but they are definitely going for something higher end. These are technically almost semi-luxury watches. The feel, the fit, the finish of these watches feel like luxury watches, but they're obviously not priced that way. This gets a very weird design. When you move it around, there are a lot of angles and interior polished angles here on the lugs. They're brushed on the top, and there's these flares to them, and then there's polishing on the edges. So it's kind of a little bit out there. It's a little bit of a wild design. You need to like this sort of look. It's also a dive watch, so you're getting a bezel on here. You're getting a fully lumed dial. The indices are lumed. That bezel is lumed. This is a torch. When you see this during the lume shot, you're going to be blown away. You get a screwed-in crown, a screwed-in case back. You don't get to see that Sellita SW200. You get a very nice bracelet on here. The bracelet on here is impressive because look at this. It's a multi-link bracelet. It's sort of like an eye-link bracelet, but each one of these inner links has a very large edge of polish that looks phenomenal. The whole entire bracelet has an edge of polish that looks phenomenal and feels phenomenal. So it could look good, but that doesn't mean it feels good. This does feel good. It's really nicely made. You have screwed links, solid end links, and on-the-fly micro adjust. And the on-the-fly micro adjust on this watch is excellent as well. There's a really good system here, and it sounds really good. I know I talk about these things, but it really does impress me. You have a very large push button on here, but listen to this. So when you put this on your wrist, you could put it all the way out and then size it to your wrist when you put it on your wrist, like a lot of new on-the-fly micro adjust. But listen to this when you actually push it back in. Those are really solid clicks, and it's smooth. There's no grinding. It feels very, very nice, and it is. It's really well made, and it's also low profile. So you're getting a really low profile on this clasp. It's very nice. It really is. It's really well done. And you can see, I mean, this is also a colorful watch. You have that orange. You have that off-white. Some people aren't going to like this. This is a 38.8 millimeter watch. You have a 12.5 millimeter thickness, and then you have around a 46 millimeter lug to lug, 46.5 millimeters, somewhere in that range. That's if you measure at the actual lugs, the lug ends. However, the bracelet actually folds further down, so it's actually smaller than where the lugs end. So this will wear the same on a strap or a bracelet. Let's listen to the bezel action on here. It's also kind of a weird bezel. You have very weird notching on here, but it's very grippy. Feels really good. Nice solid clicks Overall, I think this is kind of a weird design, but I like it. You have a domed sapphire crystal bezel. I believe it is sapphire. If I'm wrong about that, I'll put it down in the comments, but I believe it is sapphire and it is lumed. I think my only complaint about this design is the crown. You have these very large and angular crown guards, and it makes it a little bit hard to grip the crown. The crown is on the smaller side compared to the case, so it is a little bit hard to grip. Other than that, I don't really have many complaints. You get 200 meters of water resistance sapphire crystal that is boxed and slightly domed on the front. And like I said, a screwed-in case back with some artwork on it. Overall, the design might be for you, might not be for you, but the quality is there. On wrist today, I have my Christopher Ward 12X, a watch that I wear pretty often because it's just a really cool watch. I love this watch. I think it's really good looking, and I don't know, it's just a really fun watch. And there is the JH0401 on my 7.5 inch wrist. Like I was saying, this is 12.5 millimeters thick, 200 meters of water resistance. You have a 38.8 millimeter case, so it's around a 39 millimeter watch. I would say it wears like a 39 millimeter watch. And then the lug to lug is 46 millimeters. I have a 7.5 inch wrist. It wears very comfortably on my wrist, and it is a very interesting, very original design, and at the same time very colorful. There's a few different versions of this. I think this is probably one of the coolest, most interesting versions of it in my opinion, but there are some more subdued versions as well. This gets a lot of lume, so let's do a lume shot and then talk about price. This could be one of the best lumed watches that I have seen in a very long time. It is an extremely bright watch. Everything is lume. The indices are lume, so those are applied. They're darkened, so they're in a black color. The metal is, but they are filled with lume. The hands, same treatment, so they are black with orange lume. And they are very, very bright. Obviously, you have a pip on that second hand that has lume in it. Don't need it because you could see the hand moving along across that sea of lume that is the dial. And then of course the bezel is lume. There are negative areas which are the indices and the markers. Again, really, really bright lume on the bezel. So this is literally a torch. It is extremely, extremely bright. I do want to mention also that the crown has their logo in it. There's some enamel in there as well. Like I said, this is them putting their best foot forward. They are putting a lot into this watch, and you could definitely tell. Usually this costs $718, so that is on the more expensive side. However, currently they are offering you $90 off if you are ordering right now, and then they will be delivering this watch after Chinese New Year. So this will come out to $628. You're getting a Swiss movement inside, but the quality of this watch is on par with watches that are a lot more expensive because the fit, the finish, and the quality of this watch is very, very high. I would definitely recommend it at that price. And I think you're also getting a gift at that price. I'm not entirely sure, but you definitely can check out their website. I will put a link, a direct link to this watch down in the description below. Definitely check it out if you are interested. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I very much appreciate it. It is really important to the channel, and it definitely helps me a lot. So if you could like and subscribe, hit that bell icon, I would very much appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on again, and I will catch you guys in the next video.